What's going down, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and if you're a PlayStation lover, this is the phone for you. The Sony Ericsson Xperia Play, available now at Verizon Wireless for $199.99. Now, it's a 3G only device, no 4G connectivity, but it's still an awesome device that packs a punch. And not only does it pack a punch, but it packs a physical controller as well for you game addicts. It has some games pre-installed, as you can see, and you can download more from the web. But for Android lovers, this might bring in something new because it has a stock build of Android 2.3 on it. Actually, Verizon's first device to ship with Android 2.3 out of the box. Now, is this a device you should get? Should you go with another 3G device like the Droid X2 that's dual core, or should you take the bump to the 4G devices and forego the gaming? We'll find out that and more in the full review, but first, special thanks to our guys at Best Buy. They've hooked us up actually with a couple of these. I just shipped them off to PhoneDog East for use in our One Paw Bandit game. So when you go into Best Buy Mobile, you don't have to worry about rebates. You walk out the door paying $199.99. You don't have to deal with paperwork, which is a huge pro. Enough of that, let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and run quadrant standard and speed test so you can get an idea as to what the speeds are both on the network side and then the actual device side. And then I want to play some of the games to show you how they look on the device. So we'll run the full benchmark, and I'll be honest with you, call quality's been relatively decent. It's not the best in the world, but I found that the signal strength is pretty decent. I took it to a dead spot in Verizon dead spot in Northeast Charlotte, and overall was pretty impressed with the way that it turned out. You know, the calls were choppy, cut in and out, but the call itself didn't drop, which was a nice touch. Of course, 3G data, as we'll see based on the speed test in a second, has been pretty slow. You know, Verizon's EVGO network, pretty old, pretty tired in terms of functionality, and it's saturated with devices. But overall, it's been reasonable and it's been very consistent. That's one thing I'll give it: consistency, and it's very reliable as well. Not the fastest, but reliable. So we'll see what the quadrant standard looks like. Call quality, like I said, though, is good. Earpiece volume has been pretty decent. It works okay as a phone. It's clear that Sony Ericsson is marketing this as a gaming device, though, and not a phone. There are better phones out there, perhaps the Motorola Droid X2, some of those devices. 1,368 on the quadrant standard score, which to me is a testament. You know, of course, take quadrant standard with a grain of salt. There's NeoCore and LinPack, several other tests you can do. And now on to speed test, on the network side at least, so we can see what it looks like. Speed test over here. And let's load up settings, make sure we're on a good server, switch it over to megabits per second. And come on. Locate. Greensboro, good. That's closest, as odd as that is. The Charlotte server randomly disappeared, so Greensboro one is where it's at. So we'll load these up and see here. Now, average, you know, like I said, consistency and reliability are the trademarks of Verizon's 3G network. So you'll see things, you know, consistent speeds between 1 and 2 megabits per second, maybe 2.2, 2.3 if you're lucky, at least in this area. And then on the upload, between about 0.5 megabits per second and 1 megabit per second. So it's very consistent and very reliable on that front, but you're not going to see these speed boosts like you see on, or the speed craziness like you see on the Droid Charge and the Thunderbolt 4G devices, where they average between 6 and 12 megabits per second on the download. So 1.41 megabits per second on the download, 0.53 megabits per second on the upload. So again, you know, translate that into web browsing, downloading apps, and you may see a little bit of a slowdown. If speed's your thing, you're going to want one of the 4G devices. But if the gaming is your thing, you know, you really want that PlayStation functionality, obviously, this is the device to get. Now, I started up Asphalt 6 because I wanted to show you what it was like. We can start this up and take a look. Come on. It should resume the game here in just a second. So I want to show you. Okay, let's see if it'll... it looks like it restarted up. Anyway, let's see here. Let's go to free race. I had it all set up and ready to go, but I guess it got rid of that. Nassau, Bahamas. We'll just run with a normal race. We won't do any customizations. We'll do this little hot little Mini Cooper. I know we do this, the Nismo. I don't know anything about cars, so the car enthusiasts are probably like, aha, it's Nismo loser, or it's Nismo loser. So, my apologies. Let's do this. Nassau time. Bam. Resume.
Like the best things in life.
And the speakers are incredibly good on this device. Like, I mean, I'm having to talk pretty loud over this. And the speakers are down here at the bottom with the micro USB charging port and the 3.5mm headphone jack. So, here comes my Nissan. Sorry for the people watching. I'm giving you like vertigo, swinging the device back and forth. So let's see here. Control scheme. Okay, nitro. Bam. Okay, got that. Okay, let's make it happen. 1. I didn't actually look at that, so I hope I'm... Okay, there we go. And I can use these little... Oh, sorry about that, man. This is how I drive in real life. Oh, yeah. Nitro. Bam! You like them apples? How do you like them apples, YouTube? Let's see here. Uh-oh. Totally missed what I was gonna... No. Yeah, you're my way anyway. Yeah, I like them apples. It's what I drive like when I'm going to the grocery store. Yo. Gots to get the Harris Teeter. Bam, somehow I'm back on the track. Yeah, I didn't want you in front of me anyway. Get out of my way. Oh yeah, I get a little violent when I'm driving, that's okay. Bam, elimination. How do you like them apples? How do you like them apples? That's what happens when you mess with Phone Dog Aaron, yo. Anyway, you get the idea. It's a fun game. I'm sorry I got a little sidetracked playing the game. But it's fun, and you have those 6 games installed on there, and you can install more by going to the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play Market, if you will, which I'll show you right here. More games. And actually, I believe it routes you through VCast apps is where you download those, but we'll take a look. Yeah, VCast apps. Loads right up. Again, 3G connection. It's going to be relatively slow, but you get the idea. You can download additional games. It's up to, I believe, 60 now, with more to come. So, very, very, very cool there. And you have your buttons over there. Let's take a look at the camera on the back before we sign off. And let's go in here and do that. And see, 5-megapixel camera, does not have HD video recording capabilities, but I have this little thing that I brought from the kitchen, just as an example, this little liquid water enhancer. We'll put that down, and we'll zoom in here. Take a picture of that, but bam. And then there's what that picture looks like. Again, very good. I mean, obviously the focus of this device isn't the camera on the back, but again, that's pretty good image quality. For 5-megapixel camera on an Android device. Very clear, very easy to read. And that was up close as well, which makes it even more impressive. So, very, very, very impressed with that. And then, of course, I can switch to the front-facing camera if I want to use it, and you can see me. And then there is a picture, and that's probably the sexiest picture I've ever taken. Much more coverage to come on PhoneDog.com. Ooh, that's scary. With the Sony Ericsson, ooh, that's scary. Sony Ericsson Xperia Play on PhoneDog.com. Dogfights and much more, so be on the lookout on the site. And of course, like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/PhoneDog. We're giving away iPads, smartphones, and more. It's part of our colossal iPad 2 and smartphone sweepstakes. So if you win, not only could you be playing games on this, but you could be playing games on your iPad 2 as well. Follow me on Twitter, PhoneDog_Aaron, and on Facebook at Facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. But overall, very impressed with this device. Sure, it's not a 4G device. Sure, it's not the best in the camera department. But for those that want to play games, it's a good device to have. Just keep in mind, you know, it is a 3G only device. And even if you're in the 3G market, you may behoove you to go with one of the 4G devices, since you may get 4G, you know, in the course of the 2-year agreement. And at that point, if you have this and you want speed, you have a need for speed, get it? You may need the 4G device. Keep it locked on the site for continuing coverage. Thanks so much for watching. Tweet me. Let me know what you think about this device, if you purchased it, or heck, any other device for that matter. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.